Some of the challenges on third down have been. Is there, when you go back and look at the film, are there things that you see that why it's been tough?
The biggest thing on third down is trying to keep it in like third and long. And the second you get in like third and extra long, like third and 10 plus, it's just there's just a limited amount of things you can do. So for us, it's trying to be better on first and second down, just keeping us normal and getting down 4 or 5 yards, and then just keeping it that third and 2 instead of third and 12, stuff like that. So for us, just trying to keep that third down distance nice and normal. And then when we get in those situations, just execute, not forcing anything, and then we just gotta be better on third down.
What's the difference in approach when you do have a third and 3 or a third and 5? I mean, do you feel like it allows you to?
It just opens up your play calls. You can run, you can pass, you can do a lot of different things. So when you get third and long, you can do a couple different runs, but usually it's just a kind of open pass. So it just kind of opens it up a little bit.
Graham, you had a receiver leave the program last week who was pretty vocal about the lack of opportunities for wide receivers. And I'm curious if that's something you worry about going forward, just in terms of recruiting and bringing talent here to play along with you.
Not really. I mean, we know our scheme is. We know we're going to be able to take those shots down the field. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, nothing crazy on that.
Is there a confidence that's been, I guess, enhanced over the last couple of weeks? I mean, you just knocked off a Purdue team pretty handily that just beat the then #2 Iowa team, the next team that you've got up on your schedule, obviously. Is there a little bit more confidence, a little more bounce in your step the last couple of weeks?
I really wouldn't say it hasn't changed. From an outside perspective, you can say it has, but for us, we know what we have to do every week in this win, and we're going to do everything we can during the week to make sure that happens. So. Yeah, it's good to stack a couple wins, but you got to keep doing it.
I know after the Michigan game, Paul had been asked about.
What was that?
After the Michigan game, Paul had been asked, "Do y'all have an identity on offense?" And he said, "I'm not sure at this point." Do you feel y'all kind of established that now these last few weeks?
Yeah,
the way you've been able to play on offense.
Guys are just cutting it loose, playing violent, having fun, and you can't ask for any more than that on offense. And it's been fun to play with the guys, and to keep building on it.
What do you think's been a difference with the offensive line in particular, the way they've been able to free up the running backs in the run game? Is there?
I think they're just, like I said, they're just playing violent, having fun, playing together, and great communication up front, and really just cutting it loose. And they've done a great job so far.
What does this rivalry mean to you?
This next game is the biggest game for us. I mean, I try to have that mindset every week that truly this is the only week that matters, and making the most out of it. So the next game is the biggest game. It's the one that matters the most. So I kind of have that every week. But you want to win. You want to beat Iowa.
Graham, Iowa's defense, I think, going into the Purdue game had 16 hits. I don't know if you studied much film on that, but why have they been so effective taking the ball away that way?
I think it's a veteran group. They're great with communication and playing together, playing off each other, and showing something pre-snap and then rotating out of the post-snap. So they get a lot of guys in the post-snap area when they think they see a look and it's not that look. But I'd say it's a veteran group. They play together and they play really well off each other. So it's good when you have a defense with a lot of veterans out there.
What's it going to take for you guys to pull out a win this week? What are you guys looking to do?
Just execute and score, and truly just play for each other, play off each other, and then in every phase, offense, defense, special teams. Fun weekend.
So y'all had some red zone issues early in the season, and a lot of Big Ten offenses seem to be really struggling in the red zone. Why do you think it's been difficult for teams once they get inside the 20 this year? Is it because of the quality of the defenses, or what do you think's caused it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak for any other teams because I don't. Obviously, I see them on film, but I don't really know what's going on in their play calls and stuff like that. But obviously, Big Ten defenses they're really good this year, very strong up front and smart in the back end. So obviously, there's a bunch of different factors that go into it. But yeah, to answer your question, Big Ten defenses are strong this year.
Is it? I'm sure it's frustrating when you guys turn the ball over the way that you have, but you feel like in practice everything's going smoothly and it's just one thing here or there in games, or what do you think has led to the number of turnovers that have?
I mean, there's a bunch of different things. Early in the season, we were down a couple games and trying to rally up and catch up, and forced a couple throws. And that, like Notre Dame game, just those 4 kind of pop in my head just because of that. Some of them just ball security, fumbles, strip sacks, stuff like that. So obviously don't want to have them, but games offer up a bunch of different scenarios. It's how you respond to them. And that just kind of brings me back to the last game, like Braylon's fumble and his response. Like I think that our team's done a great job of that response. And, never really splitting up as a team. I mean, defense is always there for us, helping us out. So obviously you want to limit them, but it's the game of football is going to pop up. And it's what do you do after that?
With all the injuries to tight end right now, you know, how do you think Jalen did kind of being thrown into the fire last week, and what can he potentially bring to this offense?
He did great. I think the best thing for him is just going out there and playing confident. And he did that last week, just kind of cut it loose, had some fun, and made some plays while he was out there. So proud of him for doing that. Appreciate it a ton.